Well, actually, I was going to make a very different video tonight. I was going to be talking about the issue of having a Truth and Reconciliation Commission regarding the last administration and their policies regarding torture, extraordinary rendition, and so on, versus the idea of actually having criminal prosecutions, and or that idea at least, and that is on the table pretty much. There are two opposing viewpoints regarding that issue, and both have merit. So I'd urge you to look into it. I'm not quite done with my research here tonight, and unfortunately I'm having trouble with my internet connection. And so I can't continue. I can't continue tonight to research that subject because I'm off the net for tonight. What I came across, though, and this I do want to get out there, and it was basically just a little news blip which I came across today, and curiously enough, it came through agency France Presse. Not, as far as I know, it hasn't really even been mentioned on the major networks. Now, you know, I may be out of the loop because I basically don't watch mainstream news, for that matter, on a regular basis anymore. So it might be out there. But this is, and I'm not an alarmist, but this is important news. FDIC warns U.S. bank deposit insurance fund could tank. Now, the FDIC is basically the large governmental insurance agency which guarantees your bank deposits in your personal bank accounts. This is not about investment banks. This is about your personal checking account, your savings account, and so on, which is right now insured up to $250,000. So now now even this is coming into question. And so here's this article. The U.S. government is warning banks that its deposit insurance fund could go broke this year as bank failures mount. The head of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, Sheila Bair, in a letter to bank chief executives dated March the 2nd, so this is pretty recent, defended the FDIC's plan to raise fees on banks and assess an emergency fee to shore up a fund and maintain investor confidence. Now, it goes on to say, Bair acknowledged the new fees announced on Friday, this is last week, would put additional pressure on banks at a time of financial crisis and a deepening recession, or shall we call it a depression at this point, but insisted they were critical to keep the insurance fund solvent and protect. Without these assessments, the deposit insurance fund could become insolvent this year. The FDIC chief said in this letter that the rapidly deteriorating economic conditions raised the prospects of a large number of bank failures throughout the year of 2010. Without substantial amounts of additional assessment revenue in the near future, current projections indicate that the fund balance will approach zero or even become negative. The FDIC last Friday, and I want to remind you, this concerns not your 401k plan. This concerns your checking accounts, basically. The FDIC last Friday announced that it would impose a temporary emergency fee on lenders and raise its regular assessments to shore up the rapidly depleting deposit insurance fund that insures individual customers, in other words, you and I, up to $250,000. A week ago, the FDIC reported a sharp depletion of the deposit insurance fund in the fourth quarter due to actual and anticipated bank failures. The FDIC also said that it had set aside an additional $22 billion for estimated losses on failures anticipated this year alone. This is something worth looking into and stay on top of. And I'm not sure whether, like I say, I'm not sure whether this has been reported in the mainstream news. Regardless of that fact, it's worth checking into and very much please keep on top of this as much as you can. We have been assured that our individual bank accounts are essentially safe. Whatever little money you have in there, your paycheck, your $1,000 from 2 weeks to the next, or whatever, may actually not be considered safe in 2010. So, it's probably not time to panic, but probably also time to not put all your money in the bank, especially money that you need to live on immediately to buy groceries and pay bills. This doesn't look so good. Good night.